What up guys, Overman here. So yesterday, Bungie asked on Twitter what our favorite pulse rifles were. And well, mine's Bad Juju. Bad Juju is an exotic pulse rifle that can only be obtained by completing the Toland's Legacy exotic bounty. Looking at the stats, we can see that Bad Juju has a high rate of fire and low impact. This weapon has a bonus perk, which is full auto, which allows the weapon to be fired in full auto mode. This doesn't turn the weapon into an auto rifle, but it makes it so that you don't need to tap the trigger every time you want to fire a burst. You can just hold down the trigger. So in the first tree of upgrades, we start off with smooth ballistics. Less recoil, penalty to range. This one is fine to start off with, but it's not the one I go with. Next we have soft ballistics. Less recoil, penalty to impact. On the stats, we see that the range increases and the impact decreases, but we don't see the stability increase, which is kinda weird. But I don't go with this one anyways because I'd rather max out the stability. So of course I go with the final upgrade, which is smart drift control, which decreases the range and increases the stability. This is fine for me because I don't usually find myself in these long range situations with Bad Juju. I find myself in more mid to short range situations, which is fine for this weapon. Next upgrade we have is hipfire. And personally, I think this one is a waste, because with a pulse rifle, I'm almost always aiming down sights and I'm aiming for a precision shot. But I'm sure some of you out there take advantage of this one, so it's here for you. So the first perk in the next tree is armor piercing rounds, which gives you a tiny smidget more impact. I replaced this as soon as I could because I really didn't notice the difference with this upgrade. Next we've got Send It, which gives you a massive boost to range. This is nice, but without the next perk, it's very hard to fully take advantage of this great range. So of course, I go with Perfect Balance. I think this makes the weapon much easier to handle, and I can consistently hit those long range shots with Bad Juju. If you're better with recoil control, then you can go with Send It, and that'd be great for you. But for me, Perfect Balance makes this weapon so much easier and so much more enjoyable to use. And finally, we have String of Curses. After each kill, this weapon will reload instantly and increase damage for a short time. Kills will also help charge your super. This is what makes Bad Juju the best pulse rifle in the game. This perk is just straight awesome sauce. Not only will you be able to mow down a minion mob with ease, but you'll be able to super another mob because of the bonus super energy. Bad Juju is probably my favorite weapon to use in the Vanguard Rock Strike playlist because of the String of Curses perk. Bad Juju makes quick work of tier 1 enemies because of the perk. To some people, it may not sound like much, but not having to reload really decreases the amount of time to kill a group of enemies. Oh, and the extra ammo that you get in the clip pretty much just poofs into existence because it doesn't come from your reserve ammo. So thanks to Space Magic, you'll never run out of ammo with Bad Juju. And as a bonus, you'll get more super energy for each kill. And this does make a noticeable difference. More super energy means faster clear times, and as long as you're generating orbs of light for your teammates, they'll be generating orbs for you, unless of course you're playing with people that absolutely refuse to use supers during strikes. That's always nice. And speaking of teammates, watch out for teammates stealing your kills because you won't be able to activate String of Curses if you don't get the killing shot on an enemy. Also, if you're a Void Walker and you have the Obsidian Mine helmet, you don't need teammates because you're a one-man army. Bad Juju is my favorite weapon to run on my Warlock along with the Obsidian Mine helm because it's just so ridiculous how often you can use Nova Bomb. You can just put out so much damage. Now, I've been talking about how great Bad Juju is for killing minions, and that's because it's not very good at killing tougher enemies. Anything with a yellow health bar or a shield makes it very hard to activate String of Curses in one clip. So one tactic that I use is that if I see a shielded captain and a shank or a dreg, I'll shoot a couple of bursts at the captain, then a couple of bursts to kill the shank or the dreg so I can get the String of Curses going, and then I switch back to the captain to finish him off, and that usually works very well. But I find that the tougher enemies are never really a problem because I can just switch to my special weapon and kill them pretty quickly like that, or I can chuck a grenade at them and then the Bad Juju can probably handle them. Bad Juju is so fun to use in PvE because it's so effective, unlike the other pulse rifles in this game. Bad Juju significantly reduces the amount of time it takes to clear a strike, especially when I'm using it in combination with that Obsidian Mine helmet. Bad Juju is no doubt a top tier weapon in PvE. I don't necessarily think it's one of the best exotics to use in PvE, but it's just really fun and it's really great for getting those short clear times on strikes and missions. As you can see, I'm a huge fan of this gun in PvE, but I really don't like it in PvP. I find that it just takes too many bursts to kill, and as a result, it just just takes too long to kill, which is a big problem in the Crucible. When I'm using this gun in the Crucible, I feel like I'm in a disadvantage to everyone else, and that's because I am, because I'm using a pulse rifle. So Bungie, could you please buff pulse rifles to bring them in line with the other weapons? I think Bad Juju is fantastic in PvE, but in PvE, it just doesn't cut it, simply because it's a pulse rifle. And honestly, this is the only pulse rifle that I use at all, because the rest suck pretty damn bad. I have a few in my vault that I've only kept because I think they might be good weapons if pulse rifles got buffed. But anyways, even though I don't think Bad Juju is worth using in PvP, I still think it's great for PvE, especially if you're playing solo. So if you happen to get the Totem's Legacy bounty, I highly recommend completing it so that you can get this beast of a weapon, especially if you're a Void Walker with Obsidian Mine. Seriously, it's really that good. Well, that's it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're not feeling too shy, drop a comment below and let me know what your favorite pulse rifle is. Till next time, Overman out.